how do we encourage you to save at home? Can we have an incentive-driven package where we give you an interest rate that is higher than what you have here in America, so that you have the motivation to save your money back home, so that this money can be available for on-lending to other people and for government work, and your money is earning higher interest than your country where you are working. So I'm saying, I have come to start engaging with you. I don't want to engage you when we form government. I want to start this engagement mapema. So by the time we form government, because we are going to form government, already we have a plan in place for implementation. And that is why I want to create a mechanism for engagement with you people the way we are engaging today, so that we have a way we shall be engaging, so that you tell us what you want us to do. We also benefit from your experience in a country that is working. Devolution here is working. You know, I was here last night, it was raining. When we came out, you cannot even know it has rained because the drainage works. Huh? Kwetu ikinyesha, hata hutaki kwenda nyumbani. Because you are sure you need a mkokoteni to take you to your car. You know, we were here and it rained very heavily. By the time we went outside, you cannot even know there was rain. We need to learn from the best. And that brings me to the question of the involvement of diaspora in running government. It is my intention that we work together so that you are part of us and you become part of the decision-making process, so that we benefit from your experience in a country where things are working. To start with, the embassies across the world, it is my conviction that we'll get the best service, consular services, if you have people who have worked here in America for 30, 35 years running our embassies. Yes. Yeah? We would get the best investment opportunities if you have people who know what the Americans want in the embassy, because you know their strength, their weaknesses, their preferences, and where we can do business together. I mean, an ambassador serves for 4 years. So when you appoint a politician from Nairobi to come to Washington, he takes 1 year for us to know his way around here. Exactly. True? True. First 1 year. Where do I take my children to school, hospital, nini, 1 year imeenda. Second year, start making friends with the Americans here. Imeisha. Mwaka ya tatu, kujua Wakenya wanakaa wapi. Before he can even now start working, he is on his final year. Isn't it? But if you have somebody who has stayed here for 30 years, already who was home, we simply walk to the office and start working without wasting any time. Ataletwa tu Nairobi, there is a course there, kufundishwa kukula na uma nini, already you know. Yeah? So even that course you'll be exempted. Senor, you know, they come there, how to hold a wine glass, nini, what, table manners, nini. So you guys, those things you already know. Yeah? So nafikiri, you only come for that course for 2 weeks to understand your reporting mechanism. How will you be working with the PS? How will you be working with the president? Those are the little things mtafundishwa wiki mbili tatu. But all the other things here, you know. Isn't it? So it's my intention. And that is a promise I'll keep. Because it costs me nothing other than good manners to keep that promise. You guys are already here. You have the papers. Mumesoma. You know the place. You know your way around. You know how to use a fork and a knife. Sasa iko shida gani? There's no problem. Number 2, I have said, I also want you guys to come to the National Assembly and help us make good laws. Yeah? I want you to come to the Senate and help us make good laws. I want you to come to the county assemblies and help us make good laws on devolution. So, I want to appeal to you, wale munaweza, muende nyumbani, mupiganie viti. Lakini on top of that, we shall nominate one person from Diaspora to go to the Senate, another one to go to the National Assembly. Yeah? And in the counties we are strong. At least every county assembly we have one person from Diaspora to come and help us to make good laws for devolution. Because devolution is working out here. And we want to borrow from people who know. Again, we'll also want you to come and serve in the national government. Let us have 1 or 2 PSs, wako pale. Let us have a cabinet secretary, ako pale. Let us have people in parastatus. You guys have the necessary expertise and experience. And I think for any leader who wants to make a difference, it is foolish not to utilize the available capacity for the country. And you guys have all the necessary capacity to assist the president to run a country successfully. So these are things that we want to do, and we'll be able to help each other. Again, I said when I was in Texas that we'll have to add 2, 3 consulates across this large country to help. I think asking everybody to go to Washington or Los Angeles is a bit too hectic. So we'll add 1 or 2 or 3. Again, we'll introduce mobile consular services so that we have people coming here for a month. They issue IDs, passports, and they go to another state. That is something we can be able to do so that we make it a bit reasonable and cheaper for you to access consular services by bringing the services where you are. I am a strong believer. I am a very strong believer that it is our business to take the government to the people, not the people to the government. It is us to take the government to the people. We will bring consular services to where you are, because that is the right way to do things. So, mimi sitaki nisidishe hapo. I want to say, because I have found a few questions that have been written here, I'll go through them and I answer them, because I believe in participation. I don't believe like Kasongo in praise and worship. You know, the government he runs is praise and worship. We have some very funny characters there. You know, whatever they are told by Kasongo, I don't know what happened to their brains. If the MP for Kikuyu is told by Kasongo, go and insult Pastor Dorcas, anaenda anachukua microphone na mtukana. I saw another lady from Murang'a. Anaambiwa na PA wa president. Anaparedi yeye mbele ya umati. Anaambiwa asunguke. I don't know kama mliona. Ati huyu mama si ako sawa. Si asunguke, muangalie vile anakaa. Anasunguka. Huyu mama si ukiwa na yeye kwa kitanda utaamuka vizuri. You saw that woman?
Yes.
You really wonder what happened to our leaders. Ni kurogwa ama ni ujinga ama ni zote mbili? Eh? I can't understand. I don't understand what has happened to our leaders. Somebody ameuliza sijui ni nani, what is the game plan? You are impeached, so you won't run or otherwise. Nani ameuliza hiyo? Somebody ameuliza hiyo? Let me explain. Gachagua is a presidential candidate. And nothing stops me from running. The Kenya Constitution says the right to vie for office is absolute. And you can only be stopped from running if you have been convicted. And even if you have been convicted, you cannot be stopped unless you have exhausted all the available mechanisms of remedy. Last year, 2022, the Honorable John Weluke, before the elections, was convicted for 74 years for theft. You remember?
Yes, we do.
And he went to committee, and he was given bond pending appeal. He appealed to the Court of Appeal. And as the case was going on, the elections were there. And he went and ran, and nobody stopped him, because you can't. And he won. Later on, the appeal went through, the conviction was quashed. Had he been denied a chance to run because of the conviction by the High Court, and then later on, he is let to go, his rights would have been violated. I underwent a very shambolic exercise at the National Assembly and Senate. Everybody knows there was nothing. People were paid. MPs were paid 500,000, senators were paid 10 million, haraka, Ruto paid them. And we went to court under Article 50. And Article 50 says, no man shall be condemned unheard, and the right to fair hearing is absolute. I did not get a chance to defend myself in the Senate. I was in hospital. I did not present my evidence. So this is a matter that will be dealt with by the courts, and in the fullness of the time we shall be vindicated. In the meantime, the matter is in the High Court. It has not even started. If it is go to the High Court, depending on the way it goes, if I win, the state can go to the Court of Appeal, the matter proceeds there. If I win again, they can go to Supreme Court, or vice versa. Until those mechanisms are exhausted, the Constitution of Kenya guarantees me the right to vie for office, and there is no law that can stop me from vying. Yeah? So, in fact, I'm supposed to fight for the impeachment to be quashed, and then I go back to office. But I'm not interested. I cannot serve under Kasongo, because he's a pathological liar, and I'm a truthful person. Me and him working together is like trying to mix water and oil. I'm not interested in going back to the office. I just want my rights to be granted and to be proven innocent, because there's nothing I've done that is wrong. And I just proceed with my life. I have no intention of going back to office. Even if the courts told me to go, I will not go. I'm not interested. So I want to assure you, nothing stops me from fighting. And the people of Kenya know that. That's why you see I enjoy a lot of popularity, and I continue to seek for office. And